it up.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're doing this shit again.
We're back at it.
That's RJ, that's Carl, I'm Ryan. This is Bikes and Brews.
We're trying to move through this quick.
Yeah, we've got places to go and people to see. That's Miller High Life. Not excited for this one either. I've heard it's shit. So, it's...
We're not highbrow. We're going to pretty much try just about anything.
But it's the champagne of beers.
It is the champagne of beers. We're going to straight up to like...
This
we're going
is
to
the Zertz
Paris for
inserts.
This is Zertz inserts right here.
Okay.
But you paid $8,000 for the Zertz inserts.
Yeah, and I think this was $2.50
Wait,
for each.
let me get the S-Works Zertz inserts.
Yeah.
Not the regular one.
Yeah, well, that's the Miller High Life.
Yes. The champagne of beers.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god.
Ooh, that head.
That was all.
Foamy, foam, foam, foamy, foam, foam.
I'm going to try and do this without any... No, it's not working.
Yeah, you can. It should be kind of a normal pill. This
doesn't smell good.
He's like, give me that.
That's fine.
You're not pouring mine.
This does not smell good.
This is the champagne. This is the I'm old and dirt. I remember this when I grew up. It was one of the top 8 beers.
This is what you drink when you took your Chevy to the levee?
Yes. This is when you're drinking at a young
Underage?
age or you're young, too young.
Wow, a whole glass, RJ.
Well, there used to be a lot of laws about home brewery and everything, and then they lifted them. So this is one of the breweries that were around.
This is what you used to make in your bathtub.
No, this is one of your only options. That's why people drank it so much. All right.
Okay, well,
look at all. Actually, I'm seeing why they call it the champagne of beers. Look at those bubbles. I'm serious. Look at mine. Look at the side of my glass.
Yeah. It's a lot of bubbles.
Yes. He's been drinking for 4 days straight.
He's been drinking.
It's 5.
It's 5 days now. He's on his 5th day.
It's a lager.
Is it a Pilsner or a lager? Pilsners are a little bit lighter and they have more water.
Why is everyone so offended by this?
No, they aren't. There's plenty of people that like this. You don't even put any of the, not obviously the alcohol content or anything on this thing. 1 pint, 24 fl. I do not see an alcohol content. Is that legal?
It's got to be on.
It's got to be on there.
Please indulge me.
Let me see that.
I gotta take a swing at you as hard as I can if you can't find it.
4.6 alcohol by volume.
Where'd you find that?
Right here in the serving facts.
But it's pretty buried.
You blind fuck.
Because whoever's drinking this does not give a fuck how much alcohol. As long as they get fucked up.
Oh.
It's not that offensive. Blindfold me and say, you have to drink this beer.
And you're not going to be like, oh no, it's Miller High Life.
You're not going to be because the last beer we had.
That is the.
That was, you were like.
That was
the
horrendous.
Yeah, you gave it a 2, I think.
And people apparently like that beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not offensive, and I think that's the whole point. It doesn't do anything for me, but at the same time, it doesn't piss me off.
I'm going to give this a higher score than I gave the other one, though.
This does not give me an enlightened experience, but it doesn't bum me out either.
What's great is there's virtually no aftertaste. It's like I just drank water.
I'm going to beg to differ. There's a little bit of aftertaste on this bad boy.
Something gamey. What is it?
I think it's a little bit of metal ting or something like that from working on a car all day.
Oh, is it lead?
Aluminium.
Mm-hmm.
Is it lead contamination in the water?
It's not that clean.
Oh, okay.
There's something else going on with it.
I feel like if I grew up in the Midwest, I'd appreciate that more.
What are you trying to say?
Whatever I just said.
I don't know what that means.
I feel like if
Wait, what made you arrive at that decision?
I feel like if I was
in like Oklahoma, sitting in the back of a pickup truck with just nothing going for me, Miller High Life would be just an escape.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like this is the most redneck of beers.
I'm offended.
Okay. I don't care.
RJ?
Yes.
Rating, you fuck.
Fifth day drinking. What were we talking about?
5. Kind of average.
Now, is that a 5 as an F or is it a 5 as an average?
Just average.
Okay.
He did say average.
Yeah.
Yeah, under his breath.
Yeah. Carl, how is this an 8?
It's not an 8.
It wasn't even in danger.
5.5.
Okay. I was gonna give this a 6 because it's not as bad as the one we just tried, but I'd probably give it a 5 in isolation.
I would give this a 5 if it came in a smaller can. But because it comes in a 24 ouncer,
I tried to find
it
one
bumped up to
smaller.
a 5.5.
What it lacks in quality, it makes up for in volume.
Quantity.
Yes.
Quantity is better than quality.
Well,
You know what? This,
it smells like nothing.
no, it smells, but it's not really offensive. But
It
at the
doesn't
same time,
smell like
it's not really
beer.
exciting either. It's just kind of. It smells like leftover beer. Like this is the smell your parents get pissed off at. That's on your breath coming home at 2 a.m. They're like, "You've been drinking." No, I haven't.
It was just Miller High Life.
It's just Miller High Life. They're like, "Yeah, you've been having a
only
beer."
4%.
That's the smell of beer. Which I'm making that sound terrible. But when you're 16, it's great.
So 16-year-old Carl would give this an 8. This is the origin of the snowman.
No, when I was 16, I had a buddy that worked at a liquor store and would backdoor drinks. And so we were already drinking some pretty decent beers in high school. Yeah.
Underage drinking is very bad.
I would not condone it.
Do as he says, not as he does.
Yes. All right, let's move on. I don't know where we're going with this one.
We're going straight to data.
You know what? This is a beer that I don't know anymore because I don't think I see it very often. Maybe I don't notice.
It's at Ralph's.
It's at Ralph's. It's at the gas station. It's on your sleeve.
No, thankfully it was just water. It was either this or I was going to get Modelo.
Oh, that would have been. That's the biggest beer in the world right now, or no, Northern California, America, which is
Where
the
are we?
world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been drinking for 4 days?
No, that's RJ.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like drinking a Pepsi with alcohol in it. Like it's just there. You're like something that you grab real quick, and you're like, okay,
I think I've had stronger kombucha.
I'm gonna not even say, yeah. I'm not even gonna say it's Pepsi. I'm gonna say it's 7-Up, where you're just like
It's like a
there.
Dr. Thunder.
I don't know that. What is that? What
It's like a
the hell
Sam's
is
Club knockoff Dr. Pepper. Haven't you ever had Poor Friends?
I don't think. Yes, I was poor. I never went to Sam's and got it.
Past tense. Carl is balling.
Yeah.
He only
All
has
right.
name brand soda.
No, I don't drink soda. Well, I never went to Sam's Club.
It's
I
good.
don't know. We had those in our neighborhood when I was growing up.
It's because we got Costco's.
Well, my parents would never buy soda.
Or Price Club.
Price Club. Okay, yeah, I'll go there. All right, let's move on. I don't
Data.
know where I was going with this. Data.
Yes. What are you
Writing with data. So there's all these things about the newest, greatest power meter and the cranks, power meter and the pedals, power meter and the hub, heart rate monitor.
Power meter and yeah.
What did you say?
Got a power meter everywhere
Blood
else.
sugar,
Yeah.
all these things. And I think it's gotten so technical and everything and what they're doing and measuring all this stuff.
None of it rides the bike for you.
None of it rides the bike for you. That's not why I get on a bike.
Okay.
So what everybody's saying, like, are you going to go out and get the newest, Garmin bike computer that synchronizes with your watch, that measures your glucose levels and da-da-da-da? I'm like,
You've got a cat eye, right?
yeah, pretty much. I literally am like, no, I'm not. And I only put my Garmin on there, the most basic version, the 520 Edge, just to kind of keep an eye on time, how long I've been on the road or on the mountain. Go like, oh, I need to get home.
As you look at your watch.
Well, sometimes I'm like wearing gloves and like long sleeves or whatever, and I'm not looking at my watch. And I like to just have a record for myself, and for other reasons, just like at the end of the year, I can go, oh, I rode 5,000 miles this year or whatever. That's the only. I don't have a premium subscription to Strava or anything like that. So it's like I could see getting into that because I used to wear a heart rate monitor. I looked into like
High tech.
yeah. I looked into power meter pedals, all this, and then at a certain point, I'm like, that's not why I ride a bike.
Why do you ride a bike?
I just want to have fun.
I do it just so I can collect data.
That's what a lot of people do. They analyze the hell out of it, and that's so not me. And even then, because I got, I was pretty, I guess it's all relative, but I was into racing. And a lot of those things, at least for my kind of racing, you throw out the window because you're not going to gauge an effort, because if there's a breakaway,
You just have to respond.
you have to respond. It doesn't matter how you're feeling.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Exactly. Like, I need to hold 300 watts. That's the best I can do for 20 minutes. Well, if that breakaway is going up now, you got to throw all that out the window. And you got to empty the tank. And you got to hope you recover, whether your Garmin tells you that or not. You know what I mean? Or the power meter, or your heart rate monitor, or this or that. So, and the more I found, the more I got into it, the more I stopped having that fun. Where I think people that like the data and everything, that is kind of a fun hobby for them, part of the hobby, part of the experience. What do you think, RJ? Shut the fuck up. See?
Man of many words.
Exactly what he said.
So what do you ride with? RJ. Yeah.
Garmin, power meter, heart rate monitor.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
It gives me what I need. I used to track all that stuff, but I don't do it.
I
as
used to
much
do
anymore.
a little bit more of that. Like, I train on a trainer, and I had a power meter on the trainer, and I need to like start.
That's miserable.
It's
Now
miserable.
I know why you hate power meters.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you need to hit this wattage, and then you need to do a an FTP test for 20, and it's like, no, I don't. That's
How
not
about
fun.
no?
How about no? I did an FTP test. Oh, I hit 300 for 2 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. What good does that do? What real world application? Well, I had a cup of coffee that morning, so my heart rate is artificially it's like, oh my God, you guys, like, there's a breakaway. Go. Shut the hell up. You know what I mean? You're sprinting. Did you hold that guy's wheel? Did you come around him? Oh, you're only at 1100 watts? Okay. Like, I don't get it. It's like, it's so dumb to me.
You're so old. What kind of dinosaur did you ride to school?
Oh my gosh. It's like, I don't, like, to me, cross country racing, it's like, I should be able to hold this many wattage. I don't care. There's 5 guys going up the road. Like, that plan goes out the window.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm the opposite.
you're the opposite.
Yeah.
And I get that. I respect that. That what's works for you. That's
Well, I
your
think
experience.
your interpretation, like you think what I do with the data is far more involved than what I actually do.
So tell me.
Okay. I've tried everything. Like so right now I ride with a heart rate monitor, power meter. I use a Garmin 1040. Yeah, 1040, not the new one.
Okay.
In the past, I've used different variations of muscle oxygen sensors. I've got the core sensor that all the pros seem to love using. And I think I've had, 3 different power meters at this point.
Okay.
I've had crankbase. I've had the left crank arm version, which was my first one, was a Stages. Then I went to a Pioneer. Now I'm on Garmin power meter pedals because whatever. The information's interesting, and for me, it's just kind of cool to see what it does relative to different things. What you can learn kind of about yourself, what you're good at, what you're not good at.
I get that. I get all that.
But I'm not staring down at it, being like,
no, but
should I chase Carl?
No,
Let me shake the magic 8 ball.
Okay, that was
Outlook not so good. Oh, looks like I'm fucked.
Yeah. No, but I think you're at that stage now where you're liking to track that stuff. You like to see what you've done and everything. And I was just using that as an example.
Yeah.
But to me, I did a little bit of that, not a ton of it. I did some of that where I was analyzing my power. I'm doing an FTP test. The more I did it, the enjoyment was taken away. And let's face it, I'm a little bit older. We're no longer, let's face it, we're not 20 years old anymore. And we're like doing this for a living where we're trying to eke out every little single watt or, doing these crazy plans of, workout plans and everything to eke out the absolute best performance we can out of ourselves, and then you get some enjoyment out of it, or maybe not enjoyment, like I just want to be the best I can be. I think those days are gone where I'm like, I just want to enjoy the most I can out of cycling, and that's a distraction.
What type of sports were you doing before cycling?
I was a swimmer.
Okay.
And I overtrain and everything, and you're right. I see where you're going with that.
Because for me, my thing is every bit of sport or whatever I did before was always just all out. And It was just, you're just going until you stop. So when I got into cycling, the hardest thing for me was not pushing too hard. So for me, all the data is just something to go ahead and glance down at and be like, hey, stupid, are you going to burn yourself up? Or how do I, how do I pace it in a way that's sustainable?
I get that. But to me, I don't have that perspective.
Sure.
To me, it was always like one didn't exist without the other. To me, it was like swimming, doing these heavy intervals, these heavy loading up, getting extremely exhausted over months periods of time, and doing tapering and everything and like that. And it's like you're analyzing this and you're doing these tests and you're doing these the BMI test for your body weight and like all this stuff to eke out the most, and I burned out really bad. Yeah. I did not enjoy it. I could not wake. My alarm went off at 4 a.m. I had to get up, go to the gym, then do this, then do intervals.
That sounds miserable.
It was like 6 hours a day. Then on the weekends it was twice that. It was like you're a walking zombie, and everybody says, "Oh, you're in the best shape of your life." No. You only
doesn't matter if you're miserable.
You're absolutely miserable, and you're exhausted, and you're only feeling like you're in shape when you taper and your body recovers and you're feeling good and you're getting ready for this big race.
And for me, I guess I use the data more as a safeguard. So it's like, for me, I'll look at like my Garmin does chronic and acute training load. So basically you can just go ahead and see, how much are you training relative to what your trends have been over the last couple months. And
see, that's already getting too much. Like,
I'm starting
to burn out.
I'm not doing any math. I'm looking at a graph, and if the thing's way the fuck up here, I'm like, okay, I should maybe ease up a little bit. Because my problem is,
I'd rather go watch Between Two Ferns than do that.
my problem is like I will be like a golden retriever and tell everybody, oh, you want to go for a ride that day? Okay, I'll go for a ride that day.
Yeah.
And then I will just bury myself.
I guess I have like such a burned out perspective on that level.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is completely distracting me from the pure, like I want to ride out my door, go down the beach, hammer it, get sweaty. I still like the idea of like get those endorphins going, put the pedal to the metal. If I'm feeling good, not looking at a computer, I want to go hammer it out and exhaust myself, get my legs till they feel like they're ripped off and everything. And I don't want somebody else to tell me like, you went a little too hard, or yeah, you could have pushed it. Like that's
Because for me, like if I'm on the bike and I'm feeling really good,
yeah, you go harder.
well, sure. So I'll keep pushing it, but then I'll look back and be like, okay, well, I know I felt good, but like, how good was it compared to where I was?
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, I know I'm not, I'm doing this for fun,
Right.
but I still like to try and figure out, am I improving? Am I, how are things
Deep down,
going?
though.
Sure, but there's been times where like I thought I was and I wasn't.
Yeah, I guess
I can lie to myself.
my experience tells
really
me
well.
you kind of know deep down, and you might be a little bit off. And I think there's a gray area of like, well, I thought I was riding good, but I'm not. I guess to get that anal about it takes away a lot of the fun, and that takes away some of the enjoyment. And it's a distraction.
Yeah,
so
no,
I don't ride with a heart rate monitor anymore. I used to ride with them every single ride.
Yeah.
I used to ride with, like there was a time when I was like tracking my power, which one should I get, this, that, everything. All those things, and then I hear people are doing the, the glucose and all these.
Oh
things.
yeah, I did the continuous glucose.
Yeah,
I did that for
and it's just
3
like,
months, which was interesting.
What are you doing with that data other than it like distracting you from?
Do you sleep with your watch on?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw you were going with that. You were trying to catch me. I don't. I put it on my nightstand. Yeah, I don't track my sleeping or anything like that.
I track all, not because I'm super anal and doing anything with it, but because for me it's like, if I start to feel weird or if I like worried I'm getting sick, sometimes I'll just look at the data and be like, okay, everything's trending downward. I'm probably getting sick.
I think there's a happy in between that I'd be okay with personally.
Yeah.
And I get people that enjoy looking at that data and analyzing themselves, and they're like want to see their progress and numbers and everything. I think I'm more of the I just want to personally experience that feeling of physically enjoying it as opposed to I'm not a numbers person.
Yep.
I don't get anything out of that, so I'm not going to make a spreadsheet about it.
No, if I had to make spreadsheets, I wouldn't do any of it. If
Sounds like you would.
No, if the technology weren't as convenient or easy to use, I would not be, and I probably wouldn't even be interested in it to the level that I am.
Right.
So
It's funny because I have this phone right here, and like I have all these apps and everything, and now that Apple has that feature, if you don't use it for a while, it kind of goes just 90% of them are like haven't been touched in months and months.
yeah, I keep finding I have apps that are getting uninstalled.
Yeah, and I have my Garmin on my bike, which I rarely even look at it.
Yeah.
Now it's like not syncing up with a bunch because those apps have gone so to sleep. So it's like I don't even know why I put it on my bike. Half the time.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So RJ,
what do you do?
What do I do?
RJ goes to work, then he rides his
I
bike.
work a lot, and I ride my bike.
Yeah.
I don't analyze my data very much.
Okay.
Sometimes his family's irritating. Sometimes they're great. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Sometimes the simple things are better in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. With that said, let's wrap this
I
up.
think we wrapped it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty, well, here's a seriously subpar beer.
Champagne and beers.
You know what? This isn't a subpar beer. The IPA you drank was.
Yeah,
a
okay,
subpar
that was,
beer.
yeah, this is a,
If somebody held a gun to your head and said you had to have 2 beers between the IPA or this,
I would drink both of those 24 ounces
where I
before
am?
I would have half of that one.
yes, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, till next time, like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy this Miller High Life. Champagne and beers. Out.